Canadiens are proud to select Ivan Demidov.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Curfew Boys.
Hey now.
Here now with me, we got Fireman Sam in the house.
What's up? It sounds like storytelling time.
Storytelling
hey now,
time.
storytelling
Hey
time.
now. Welcome to another episode of the Curfew Boys.
These are the voices of very, very tired Habs fans. It's not just the voices, this is the look.
Yeah,
for those,
the look, the
for those
voice.
watching on YouTube, if just the look on their faces with these last two games. Oh yeah. We are a bunch of tired Habs fans, but it's okay.
Late nights, and it's also a late night episode. My fault. Trying to put my kids to bed. My wife had a girls' night tonight,
Okay.
and putting both my kids to bed alone was fun.
Thursday night, but this episode is airing Friday
morning.
Friday morning day, whatever morning, Friday,
Yeah.
early afternoon or before noon or noon, whichever time it releases, it'll be
whatever
there on
time
Friday.
you guys want to listen to. Guys, before we get this started, your host tonight, Anthony, and we got my boy Fireman Sam in the house.
Yeah.
Guys, for our YouTube listeners out there, we wanted to thank our sponsors for tonight's episode. We got Habs Cave, our boy Sunio.
Oh yeah.
Follow him on Instagram at Habs Cave. Every man's dream. Well, first of all, every Habs man dream to have a basement like his,
Yeah.
but also I can say every man's dream to even have a man's cave like that. Amazing guy. He supports the community. Follow him for amazing Habs content. Get to know him. He's great for the community. He supports everybody. He's part
awesome.
of a lot of foundations, especially the Liam Foundation. Guys, follow him. You won't regret it. Also, we have another sponsor for tonight's episode. We would like to thank Les Déliciers Lafrenière, some of the best pastries in Montreal, cakes, cannolis, and our favorite Zeppelis. Zeppeli season coming soon. Especially in the month of March, which is it's now. They have 6 locations, including Rosemere, Brossard, Saint-Julie, Montreal West, Pointe Claire, and our hometown, Saint Leon. Visit them on lesdelicieslafreniere.com. They are simply delicious. Guys,
so good.
Month of March to all the Italians out there. It's the month of the Zeppelis. So go there, try them out if you haven't yet. It's amazing.
San Giuseppe Day is around the corner, and
exactly.
It's funny. It's literally almost 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, and right now I'm craving a Zeppeli. Right now, it's so good.
So,
but the cannolis too, man. I can never get enough.
Okay, guys. So to be honest with you, and I'm not just saying this because they're my sponsors, but I never liked Zeppelis. I was never a big fan. Up to last year.
Okay.
My cousin works at Lafreniere, by the way, and he made me try them last year, and I fell in love. And I'm not just saying that because they're my sponsors, but you can ask anybody who knows me. I don't like desserts. I'm not a dessert guy. But when it comes to Zeppelis,
are you?
And I know, trust me, I was never a dessert guy. But Lafreniere, Zeppelis, month of March, go run there, get them. They're amazing.
That's awesome.
If you like what you hear, guys, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X. You can follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel to see our beautiful faces. And tonight, our tired faces.
It's free.
It's free, so you can free to see these beautiful faces and tired faces. Sam.
Yeah.
2 late nights. 2 good hockey games.
Yeah.
Great hockey games. Again, how do I say this? Look.
Oh my God.
It's very close.
It's so close. Yeah.
The fight of the East is so freaking close.
It's insane, huh?
I'm just getting very hyped up for this, and I know I shouldn't, and I said it many times, you said it many times. We will not get disappointed if they do not make the playoffs, but I think we're lying to ourselves because I'm getting so happy right now seeing the way they're playing. Even the bad games are the good games. I mean, we had a nice run in the last 10 games. We're accumulating a bunch of points, and these losses that we get are just stupidity. Maybe like you said yesterday, maybe they're tired, but still,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
we'll get into it, last night's game, but just overall, the last 10 games have been good hockey.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm lying to myself, Sam. I keep saying I'll be happy even if they don't make the playoffs. I'm proud of the boys, which is a true statement.
Hmm.
But will I be disappointed if they don't make the playoffs? At this point right now, the way I'm feeling, because I'm loving what I'm watching, I'm so excited, and because we haven't felt that playoff feel since 2021,
Yeah.
and watching these guys play the way they're playing, I don't know, Sam. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, look, it's crazy to think that they only have one regulation loss since coming back from the Four Nations tournament. Yes, they lost in overtime to Seattle. Yes, they lost in overtime to the Oilers last week. This is in March. If we go back to February, right now they haven't lost since coming back. They beat Ottawa, they beat Carolina, they beat San Jose in overtime, which didn't look like the most convincing victory. Even the same one against Buffalo, but then they lost in overtime against the Oilers, which, at the end of the day, it is Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and the Oilers. The loss against Calgary, like that was Wolf stole the show. I really think the Canadians deserve the better fate. You know what I mean? Calgary always plays. Calgary is probably like the new age New Jersey Devils. Like they always had a bit of the trap style, a little bit, but they had a bit of talent to back it up. Whereas the New Jersey Devils, like, yeah, they had a good team as well, but like they were known to have the trap style, that boring hockey style. Now I feel like Calgary is doing it, even though it's a different coach. But I mean, they only lost 1-0. Again, Wolf stole the show. A convincing win in Vancouver. Like the Canucks right now, it's a bit of a shit show for them. But
I, I,
I really think exhaustion caught up to it's tough, man. They're the most, as far as Northeast is concerned. The Montreal Canadiens are the most Northeast team in the NHL. Doing that traveling, doing that distance, the time difference, it's I mean, they played late, at least as far as Eastern time is concerned. They played late Tuesday night against the Canucks. Then like 24 and a half hours later against Seattle, it's still tough on the body. Man, it's too bad. It's too bad they couldn't get 2 points somewhere. It's too bad they couldn't hold on to that lead against
so
Seattle.
we'll get into that.
Be
Let's start off with the
Yeah,
first game in the back to
yeah,
back. So,
yeah. The game against the
when
Canucks.
was our last episode? We were just talking about the last two games, right?
The
So the
last
Canucks game.
Well, the last episode we did was coming back from. It was basically the trade deadline day. It was
Yeah,
last
so
Friday.
that was Friday. So now we have
So,
the back to backs, right?
like, yeah,
Hold on, sorry. I'm a bit behind. I was on vacation mode. I just got back
you're
last
still
night,
still there.
so
Well, look, I
I'm
mean,
still there.
it's as simple as it goes. Like we were last time we spoke, the Canadians did not make any moves at the trade deadline. That was last Friday. The Canadians go into Calgary, and again, like I said, they lost 1-0. And
Yeah,
it,
so we let's jump right in. So after trade deadline, no moves. Uh, Kind of gave the word out, and we said this before the trade deadline episode, you and
mhm,
I, that I think they like what they're seeing and they like what they're projecting,
yeah.
and not making these big moves like the Savard that we thought and the
Mhm.
Evans like we thought. This shows that the team wants like attempt to try to make the playoffs this
Yeah,
year,
exactly. Like,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Because if they would have got
Kent use.
we had said it, the special teams were very important for us this
Mhm.
season, and getting rid of the four trade rumors were our four top special teams guys like Armia, Evans, Savard, and who was the fourth one? Dvorak, right?
Dvorak. Yeah.
So those four key players that were helping our special teams that were making us win all these games or keeping them close, you get rid of them, then you're kind of giving us the narrative that who cares about the season?
We're done. Yeah, exactly.
We're done, right?
It's basically you're telling the team, forget, we're throwing in the towel. Like look
We're
what
throwing the towel.
Boston did exactly that, and it's showing a little bit.
Exactly. Perfect scenario, like perfect examples that Boston did it, right? Now, and they're losing, which is a good thing for us. They lost the game tonight.
It is.
But so after that, the trade deadline, doing no moves, you can look at it as, yes, they still want to attempt to make the playoffs, and 2, they're also playing it smart for the future, right? Now, the rest of the season, they're gonna keep it close the rest of the season. You go into Calgary, played very good hockey. We just couldn't put it in. That's what she said. Lost that 1-0, which sucks, but whatever. We're bound to lose a game. We can't win it all, right?
Yeah.
Then we go into the Canucks game. I loved watching that game. Now, it was a different type of game. I don't know if you saw how I saw this game, but they're playing very conservative. Very conservative. They stayed very back and took advantage of the counterattacks.
Yeah, they did.
It was 3-0 with just 10 shots on net.
Well, they took advantage too of no Quinn Hughes on defense.
Exactly. So, but if you notice the game, the way they were playing, not a lot of shots on net, not a lot of being attack, right? Vancouver was always in our zone, but every time we took the puck and went on our attack zone, we always what's the word I'm using? What I'm looking for? Every attack, I'm fucking tired. Every time we had the puck and went into their zone, we took advantage of that moment.
Yeah, of course.
And you saw that 10 shots on net in 2 periods, and we were leading 3-0. Usually, something like Joey would say, no shots, horrible game, whatever. I don't think that was a really bad game. I think they played very smart hockey that night.
Well, you have to give the top line fucking grabbed everyone and said, "Come on our shoulders, come on our shoulders. We're gonna take over, boys." And you go back to the trade deadline talks, and you know, let's look at what Cantu said to Nick Suzuki. Give me a reason to not trade anybody. Prove it to me you guys want to play together and try to make playoffs. I'm misquoting here, but that was pretty much the message. If I don't trade anybody, it's because you guys believe you can make a push here. Okay, fine, but it's going to be on your shoulders. And Nick Suzuki took that and ran with it. Was one of the best players in the league after the break of the Four Nations. He's putting up like over 15 plus points. Juraj Slafkovsky is suddenly playing like a beast. And man, you look at the last 5 games, he's got 7 points in his last 5 games, got his 100th career point against Seattle. I know we're talking about the Vancouver game, but we have to talk about just the overall play of Juraj Slafkovsky getting his 100th point, and the second youngest player in Montreal Canadiens history to do it. That to me is insane when you think about an over 100-year history of a hockey team, of a franchise. And Juraj Slafkovsky is the second youngest player in their history to reach 100 points. Like, that's fantastic. And I get it. Back in the days, in those eras, you were lucky to make the NHL at the age of 22 or 23. I get that. I understand that. But this is a different era. And the fact that, you know, there were the Alex Galchenyuks and the Jesperi Kotkaniemis that came in at the age of 18, 19 years old, and he's beaten those guys on the stats sheet. He's the second youngest to do it after Mario Tremblay. That is an incredible stat. That's an incredible achievement, and he hasn't scratched the surface yet. He's not even 21 yet. Like,
he's not even. And you know what?
He's playing like a true power forward right now. Like
he is, and the only issue we have with him, and again, he's still young and inexperienced, right? And you can tell in the last 2 seasons, he just only woke up in the second half of the season.
Yeah, exactly.
And we said this in a couple of episodes ago, where Slafkovsky is our guy, and if the guy can stay consistent all year long, going forward, this guy can be a beast, and he is. To everybody who doubted him, all right, and everybody who doubted the management of choosing him as overall pick, he's proving to everybody that he is a number 1 pick. Now, the only issue right now is the consistency level, right?
Yeah, from start
He's not
to
doing
finish.
from
Yeah.
start to finish. Year one, he was up and down, which is normal. It's a first season. Year two, he had a great second half of the season, and now we're year three again, not starting well, but then second half of the season, he's a fucking beast. You put this what we're seeing now on a scale of a full season. This guy is a fucking beast. And I'm not ready. No one should be ready to throw in a towel on this guy
No,
when you down on
it's
him. Like look at Jack Hughes. It took him
took him a
4 or
long
5
time.
seasons before he became a superstar.
Yeah.
Slafkovsky is not going to take that long. He's been showing thrives of being that number one, just little pieces of the season. But now, if he can continue that consistency, again, he's gonna be a superstar. I love
He's
it.
gonna be
I
an
love watching
unstoppable
him.
force. But like I'm praising Juraj Slafkovsky like a lot because he definitely deserves it. Like I said, 7 points in the last 5 games, but Nick Suzuki is playing like a leader. Like he's playing like a captain. Like he's really leading this team. Like what a goal he scored against in Vancouver. What a goal! What a way to open the scoring. That
First
was
2 minutes of the
insane.
game, and
that was insane. And you know what? Like that whole line, Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, he keeps scoring goals. 32 goals. Which is like I hope, man, if he reaches 40, there's 20 games left. If he could score
8 games and 20 goals. 8 goals in 20 games.
8 games. I think he could get it. I think he could reach it. And in 20 games, I think Slafkovsky is. I think he's 10 points away from tying 50 that he got last year, and he's at 14 goals. He's 6 away to tying 20. Like I really hope if Slav can at least tie the amount of points he got and the amount of goals he got like last year, I'll be very happy. Obviously, my dream or my wish for him is to get more. But no, that top line has been absolutely stellar,
finally, right?
stellar.
They were the number one line of the league last year, and this year we didn't see it much until now. And I'm happy to finally see what we've seen last year.
Who's the common denominator though? A little bit like who has to really wake up?
Slafkovsky.
When Slafkovsky hits, protects the puck, he can make plays. But when he does those 2 big things, uses his body for 3 things actually: to hit, protect the puck, and crash the net. When he does those 3 things, 3 or this 3, whatever, however you want, they have success, and there's a very, very good chance the puck goes in the net. There's been a debate if that top line of Suzuki, Caulfield, Slafkovsky is one of the best in the NHL at the moment. They're definitely a top 10 line. I would argue that they're a top 5, but they're definitely one of the best lines in the NHL as of right now. But that Vancouver game, one person, I think that's the unsung hero who deserves praise too. Sam Montembeault in net has been really, really, really solid for this team. And if you look at the stats, if you look at the stats in the NHL, I mean, there's how many goalies now, including tonight, Thursday nights, all the games that happen. Sam is tied for first for most wins, 5 wins. And the thing is, he's got 5 wins in 6 games. The only other goalie that has the same winning percentage is Jordan Binnington, and him too after winning the gold medal.
You know what's odd? You know when we always say some players perform for the contract or for something that's coming up, it was so odd to see that Monty was having a bad season or bad, period of time right before the Canada, the 4 Nations, where you would think that's when he shines because he wants to make a team and be number 1 goalie, but yet he's playing better after the 4 Nations than before. It's crazy. Like after the 4 Nations, he just turned things around.
Well, ask yourself this: don't you think he learned maybe a couple of things by being with the best players in the NHL?
That's true.
And being with maybe a different goalie coach type of deal. Like he didn't play a single game, but you don't think maybe he took something out of this? That just being with the team and just experiencing. You don't think him getting during practices getting shots on net by the best players, Crosby, McDavid, McKinnon, Makar, throw in Marner, Sam Bennett in there, Brad Marchand. Like
Yeah.
you don't think like during like he was practicing against the best in the world. So yeah, I just believe Sam Montembeault took whatever he learned from those guys, from the best, and brought it back with him. And look, he's like, we have to
But
give him credit.
can I
He's
ask you
been,
this though?
yep.
And I know it's too soon to tell, but we've been having this conversation the last 2 seasons. At first, we wanted to trade him for a bag of pucks. Then he woke up and he showed us that he could be that number one goalie. And then this season, the start of it, we went back to he's not going to be that number one goalie. It's time, Dobish came in and he showed us that he's fantastic and Fowler going to come up next year or in 2 years, whatever. And we all said Monty is back to the talk of not the number one goalie. But now he's back. He's back to that goalie that we saw last year, that goalie that we all had that conversation that he is our number one goalie and could be a number one goalie. So can we talk about that again and say that he's a number one goalie, or is the lack of consistency that he cannot be a number one goalie?
Well, I think it's a bit of that. I think it's going to be tough next season. Like it's going to be his final year of his contract. Dobish is going to have to. They're going to have to re-sign him. The Canadiens are going to sign Jacob Fowler at the end of his NCAA season. It's going to be that. That's what it is. It's. But Montembeault knows. He knows. He knows. He knows what's coming. So
can I say something? Wow.
Well, you think he's going to get traded, or you think they're going to trade Dobish?
Well, so hold on. I'm freaking out a little bit. I'm getting out a bit of an excitement. I don't want to jinx anything, but think about it. We're all excited for next season with Demidov, right?
Mm-hmm.
And already we are seeing strives that this team could be a playoff team next year.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're adding in Monty, who is, when he's on his hot streak and trying to prove the world wrong, he could be a superstar. Now put him in the equation.
I don't know.
No, not a superstar, but you know what I mean.
I don't know about that, but
he could be a goalie that can bring you far.
He could be a very good goalie, sure, yeah.
Yeah, you're not a Carey Price, but a goalie that can make you win, right? But now ask yourself this. I'm just being hypothetical and having fun here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just got excited. How do players and goalies play and perform when it's their last year of their contract?
Yeah, they
play fucking amazing. So imagine next year he's a superstar next year with Demidov. We're a potential playoff team next year. We can go fucking far next year. I just got excited.
I got something to say though about Demidov and what's to come, because like again, we're gonna do I'm gonna go full circle here, because right now it's fair to say the top line is Juraj Slafkovsky, Nick Suzuki, and Cole Caulfield. Okay, the one thing we need from Juraj Slafkovsky is consistency.
Yeah,
but there is potential there. He's still young, 20 years old. He's going to turn 21. He's playing pretty soon Suzuki and Caulfield. I think they're going to be considered quote unquote veterans, but still at a young age. So, I mean, Slav is still going to grow with them. Can you imagine what a second line can bring to this team? And listen, there's a very, very good chance Ivan Demidov is going to be on that second line, because I can't see Marty splitting up the top line, even to slot in Ivan Demidov. As much as, and I love Slav with Suzuki and Cole, but I would love to see Ivan Demidov with Suzuki and Cole. I don't think it's going to happen. And Kent Hughes knows it. Again, we're going back to a bit of the trade deadline. No moves were made. And I'm not going to jump the gun because I want to save it for the final segment of this episode. But this team right now is playing without a second line. Kirby Dach is hurt. I love Alex Newhook, but he's not a second line centerman. Joshua Roy is not a second line player either, even though he deserves the call up that he got. He's playing well in the minors. He scored 20 goals with Laval. He's scoring game winners. He deserved the call up, sending Owen Beck back down, which is a smart move as well. Kent Hughes has a big question mark to fill in. Does he still trust Kirby Dach to be a centerman? Now, I know the narrative is Kirby Dach is not a centerman. I know the narrative is we got to trade Kirby Dach for a second line centerman. There's got to be one more final evaluation. Do you look for a centerman? Do you slide Kirby Dach down to the third line, give Ivan Demidov and Patrick Laine that second line centerman? The Canadiens, the way they're playing right now, they're doing all this without a second line basically, and without a second line centerman as well. They beat Vancouver. They could have used a second line centerman against Edmonton. It didn't work out that way, but they still played a pretty good game. The game against Vancouver, they did everything right except for maybe getting outshot, and that's where Sam Montembeault had to come in solid. Let's go into last night's game against Seattle.
Yeah, that hurts me a little bit because I don't mind losing. I don't mind losing because you just had a bad game and you're trying to catch up to tie the game all game long. Yeah. But when you're up 4-2 with 10 minutes left, and then you go get those 2 penalties,
it was 2
and let in 2 power play goals to tie the game, that hurts. That fucking hurts.
I think they were tired, and again, they're tired because of probably the travel, and it's tough on the body. Like, we could sit here in the comfort of our own home listening to this episode, this podcast, be like, oh, they're professional athletes. Yes, they are, but guys, it's still taxing on the body. And
also, they were down 2-0, so starting the game by doing a catch up.
There's that. That first period was not good.
Yeah, they got dominated.
The second period was the second period was their best period of the game. The first half of the third period was very good. They didn't play that bad the first half of the third. After that, it was just maybe one bad icing, which just a little bit before the 10-minute mark, and then it just went downhill from there. A penalty. Jack-Eye takes a penalty. It's like, I know he's trying to play a rough game, really. And I get David Savard is trying to block a shot, but it ends up being a trip. It's one of those trips where, if it happened to our boys, we would be screaming at our TV for a penalty. So, you know what I mean? Juraj Slafkovsky, again, doing all the right things, was a beast, taking shots, he's shooting. The 2 goals he scored against Seattle and against Edmonton were more or less the exact same play, coming in on the left side and just sniping it. He's got to keep doing that. That's all he has to do. The second goal, some might argue, was a high stick. They called it a good goal. That's what he got his 100 point. The way he was just standing there with his stick, just waiting for the ref to be like, yeah, no goal. I thought that was funny, but it's good. It's a humbling thing from him. And even at the end of the game, he's like, having 100 points is good, but he's like, I'd rather have 50 career points and be making the playoffs. And I love that attitude from him. I love that he doesn't give a shit.
This whole team wants to make the playoffs. They do.
They 1000%. And man, and I love Jakub Dobeš. I thought he was a bit there was a couple of times he showed strides of genius, and then there was a couple of times I'm like, oh my god, what are you doing? And that's to be expected. It's normal. He's still a rookie. He's still young. But the two goals were he kind of didn't play the puck well behind the net, and he couldn't mentally and physically prep himself to be in position right in time, and that's how the 2 goals happened. The other 2 goals, I can't really blame him. Power play goals, shot deflected. But actually, both goals to tie it up was the same way. And then probably the most controversial goal, even more than the high stick, was Montour.
Yeah, the overtime goal. I mean, I'm trying to find a slow motion.
It has to happen against us.
Did the puck drop before he went? Because that should have been reviewed.
You know what? I think
it's so hard. It went so fast. I'm telling you, I was looking at little segments of it, trying to slow-mo it to see if that puck dropped before it moved. But
I think when the puck, again, I didn't see slow-mo, but I saw pictures. And it's kind of tough to tell where the puck is exactly, but his upper body is completely over the line, but his feet are still in his neutral zone area. So again, it's controversial to the point where like people and fans think they know what it is. It's then you have some people that are like, yeah, maybe Lane Hudson should have blocked this guy. That's hockey 101. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, probably. Yeah, just stick to your man. Yeah. I don't know what the rules are exactly to the point where if on a face off, if the referees can disallow a goal or look to the replay, but it has to be against the Montreal Canadiens, that the fastest goal in overtime ever scored in the history of the fucking game has to happen against us. That's just fantastic. And I like Montour. Like, I think he's so good. Like like he was amazing for Florida, and he's doing great for. But he's like the Jeff Skinner on defense. Like, for some reason, when he plays the Canadiens, this guy's popping 4 or 5 points a fucking game every time he plays against us. So yeah, that loss hurts. We got the point, thank God, but it really, really hurts us because as of right now, at this very moment, it's Thursday, March 13th, it's 11 p.m. I'm looking at the standings.
Is it updated?
It's updated. So Columbus lost again, and they're starting to lose. And this is why it's so important. The Canadiens need to take advantage of this. Columbus is starting to lose a little bit. New York is starting to win. Ottawa, forget it. They're on such a hot streak right now. I think they're going to make it. And whatever,
Yeah,
good for them.
I think Ottawa right now is a team that we shouldn't be looking at. It's more the Columbus, Detroit,
yeah,
and
exactly.
Rangers.
Columbus, Detroit, the Rangers. Boston is still they're still only a point behind us. Like, Boston and Detroit right now, 68 points. The Canadiens are at 69. The Rangers won in overtime, so they're tied with Columbus at 70 points for that final spot. Except Columbus keeps it because they have a game in hand. Can you imagine if the Canadiens would have won against Seattle last night? Can you imagine if they would have won against Edmonton in overtime?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we would be 71 points in that final wildcard spot. It's so close. It's exciting, but it's nerve wracking.
I think, though,
I
think what really screwed. So I'm gonna say this till the end, and I'm gonna repeat this.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
End of the season.
Yeah.
What screwed us between December 15th till now is we had that crazy hot streak.
Yeah.
And then we went on that crazy losing streak. Losing streak. Okay, and I know when we had that streak.
Yeah, it was. It was
9
end of January.
Games, we
it was end of January.
We lost 9 out of 10 games. Okay.
End of January. Beginning of February.
End of January to the February, we lost 9 or 10 games.
Yeah, it's the 10 games.
All we had to do was
before the tournament.
5. Yeah, exactly. We just need right before the tournament.
Yeah,
we just needed 8 points in that 8 points, and those 8 points right now. If you look at the standings, and I know it's like you can't look at it that way because things could have changed after if we got those 8 points. But let's say we would have got 8 points in that, and that's 8 points, just 4 of those 10 wins, right?
Yeah, we would have the first wild card spot.
Exactly, we would be where Ottawa is, or even past Ottawa. So. I think that screwed us up big time.
It's probably, but again, that's the growing pains of a rebuild. And this is going to lead to the last segment of this episode. I'm looking what Ottawa's doing, and that trade for Dylan Cousins, it's working out for them. And Habs Nation was hoping for a Dylan Cousins to come to Montreal. Like, he has the same type of contract.
Ottawa is doing what Habs are going to do next year.
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because I truly believe Ottawa is just one season ahead of us. In terms of where their rebuild was going. And look what they did a move, getting rid of Josh Norris for Dylan Cousins, and it's working out for them.
It's working. So, they did a move to help them that final push. We didn't do anything.
Well, we didn't do anything. Well, again, because. Sorry,
our management trusts what we have on the ice right now, and they trust what's coming in the future. So there was no need for a move, and we're doing so well with the special teams, and why get rid of that? But I think you said it right. I think Ottawa is just a season ahead of us.
Here's my gut feeling. my gut feeling, because if you look at the way Ottawa, like it's so typical of Buffalo. Like I don't understand that team. Thank God we're not Buffalo Sabres fans, because we'd be losing our goddamn minds. It doesn't make sense how a lot of great talented players were for that team, left, and had even more success. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. But I get the feeling that Kent Hughes was looking at Dylan Cousins. I cannot confirm. I got no intel. I have no sources. I'm just going with the gut here. I have a feeling he was inquiring about him, and this is as like a week later almost. You look at how the heck did Ottawa get him, giving Josh Norris, but Ottawa even got a second round pick for him, type of deal. I have a feeling Kent Hughes probably did want to bring someone in, someone that could not just be a second line centerman, but that could complement Kirby Doc as well. I got the feeling he tried to do that, and if he didn't get it done, maybe he opened that door to the offseason, maybe at the draft. Again, I just get the feeling he tried to get Dylan Cousins, and maybe he tried to get other centermen that we don't even know about. But I'm pretty certain I could bet my every dollar I have or my left nut that the GMs know we have amazing prospects. They know we have amazing prospects. So they're probably there like, oh, if you want our guy, well, hey, give us Demidov, give us Reinbacher, give us Mayu, and a pick maybe. You have so many picks. Kent Hughes is like, no, dude, no, it's not gonna work. Like I could offer you something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Maybe a mid tier prospect like a Joshua Roy. But it's like, hey, I'll give you Calgary's pick that we have. They're probably there. Like, no, they probably asked for our top prospects. Ray Cantus is like, no, I'm not gonna give them. I'm not gonna give that to you. Not now. Not now. Not at a trade deadline. So I get the feeling he tried, and then look at the reports that came out now that it was practically official. Trevor Zegras was supposed to be a Montreal Canadiens for Logan Mailloux and the 21st pick. That pick ended up becoming Michael Hage, and I think they were about to do it if they. I think they were about to do it if Demidov got picked by another team. I think they were going to pull the trigger on that. But they got Demidov, and they're like, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this trade because we have already our super talented player.
I think it was the right move.
Dude, 1,000%. I think it was the right move, and I actually like Trevor Zegras. I really, really do. I don't buy the bullshit that follows his reputation. That's just me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think he's got injury issues, which is to me, that's a good reason why we didn't get him, because he has injury issues. But if not, the guy's talented. The guy could play fucking good hockey. He's best friends with Cole Caulfield. So for sure, if he were to come to Montreal, he's not going to bring a shitty attitude. You know what I mean? It's just, I just want someone, grittier, maybe someone bigger, more like tougher, that could play a second line centerman. Again, on the Anaheim Ducks, I love Mason McTavish. I want him as our second line centerman. I don't think the Ducks are going to give up on him that easily. And he is an RFA, so it depends if they're trying to get a contract going or not. I look at Matty Beniers on Seattle, and I always liked Matty Beniers. Another one of Cole Caulfield's friends that knows him very well. He's playing third line centerman. Seattle, they have good centermen. They have Matty Beniers, Chandler Stevenson, and they have Shane Wright. You know what would be really funny? Now I'm gonna fucking poke the bear.
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Exactly. I just want to stir the pot that just stirs shit up, because this is gonna be funny. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the Montreal Canadiens trade to go get a second line centerman and they go get Shane Wright? Can you imagine that?
Maybe it was all part of the plan.
What fucking fiasco would that start in Montreal after the stare down the you know what I mean?
Maybe it was all part of the plan.
You never know, but I think coming back full circle, we want this team to make the playoffs, and rightfully so. Montreal hasn't seen a playoff since 2017, before COVID happened. Like I think the last time a regular season playoff appearance was when we had Radulov.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that
Well,
that was
not
it.
including the 2021 season
No,
there.
take away
COVID.
take away COVID playoffs. So we'll call it close. It sucks to call it that, but take away that, we haven't had a regular season or a regular playoff set since Radulov was on the team. That's
crazy.
We had Radulov, Weber, Markov. Like, that was the last time. We're dying. The Montreal Canadiens fan base is dying for the playoffs. The city is in dire need of the playoffs. It's gonna come. It's going to come. But
If
like
not this year, it's going to be next.
I truly believe so. They need to get that second line going though, and I'm telling you, if they could find, if I don't think Kirby Doc is a centerman, but I still think he could be a key part to this team. If it comes to the point where he's playing third line minutes, but he's still able to play well, produce, maybe not have all that pressure to be one of the best players on the team, maybe it could be a good thing. But if you get that second line centerman to play with Demidov and Laine, Patrick Laine, I know people are not hating on him, but they don't really like his playing style. The guy's still putting up points.
Yeah,
Dude, the
he's
power
your
play
power play
goal.
specialist.
Well,
I mean, I
like,
don't
he's
care.
still scoring goals like
But
it's
I'm
nothing.
okay with that. We don't need him to be
1,000%.
our superstar. We have Caulfield, we have Slafkovsky, we have Suzuki. We're gonna have Demidov. Who gives a shit if he's not putting up points on 5-on-5? He's helping us with our power play, and that's all you need.
But he is a little bit. Look at that feat, that play.
No,
he
100%.
did to Newhook.
He's
Look
not,
at the pass he did to Caulfield against
he's
Buffalo.
he's not on the spotlight on the 5-on-5, but it doesn't matter. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, there's some players that you need just for, look, I don't want to bring this guy up again, but let's throw it out there. Drouin. He wasn't shining a lot on the ice because people expected him more than what he was giving.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, he was performing, believe it or not. He was
He was
a
putting up
playmaker.
assists. He wasn't scoring, but he was putting up a lot of
He was
assists.
playing up.
Yeah, I remember that season.
When he was on the ice, he was putting up plays. He was setting up people.
Yeah.
Laine is the same thing. He's setting up the power play, and who gives a shit if he's not the Caulfield putting 32 points, 32 goals? He's not the Suzuki, he's not the Slafkovsky, but he's the guy who's filling up that spot in the playoffs in the power play. Who gives a shit? There's certain players in the NHL that are just made for one thing and one thing only, and
he's meant to
Laine
score
is the
goals.
playoff guy.
The power play guy.
Playoff. Fuck, keep saying playoff. Maybe
you
it's
really
a sign.
You really want the play. Maybe it is a sign, but
I really do. I really do. I'm just excited. Again, I've never felt this excited in a really, really long time. We've all said at the beginning of this season that this was the year of being very excited for this team, and it started off really bad. We were all excited, but then this second half of the season, from December 15th till now, this is what we thought and expected from the beginning of the season, and it's just fun to watch. And I don't know. I'm proud of the boys. I'm proud of what we're seeing, and we know what to expect in the future. But now it's now, like you said, we haven't take out the COVID season. We haven't felt that craziness since 2017, going to the Bell Center, playoff hockey. I
want, like, don't get us wrong. The Stanley Cup Finals, like, that playoff run was fantastic, but it was during a pandemic. Yes, it gave us something to be excited about, like, throughout the shit time. But man, like, during the playoffs, the city needs people to go out to the bars, out to their friends, and the weather gets warmer to go, like, get out of the house, like, go. The city needs,
like, in a way, like, don't get me wrong, fans, don't kill me. I'm sad and happy that we didn't win the 2021 Cup. Why? Sad because I really wanted Price and Weber to win it.
Oh my God!
Okay?
Yes,
that's why I'm sad.
Gallagher,
because I think they deserve, and Gallagher. I think they deserved to win that season. Okay, or win a cup in their career. That's why I'm sad. But I'm really happy we didn't win it, because I think it would. a COVID Stanley Cup would have been even though a cup is a cup, a COVID Stanley Cup wouldn't have sat well. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
even
I see what you mean. It wouldn't
you know
have.
what I mean? It would have been a bit like we've been waiting since again. If we were a team like Tampa who won before the COVID season and then COVID came and won again, okay, whatever. But we haven't seen and felt a cup since '93. We want to have the full experience of a cup,
exactly
right?
that. Like, and the proper like Eastern Conference
Conference
playoff
finals,
rounds, like
playoffs.
not this North Division, and then
Exactly. Like I
having
want
to play
a
Vegas.
real.
How do you play Vegas in your conference finals? Like, it didn't make any fucking
No,
sense.
100%.
So yeah,
But like,
so I see what you mean.
but imagine that feeling too, Sam. Like you, me, and Chris were together in my house watching that game, and then when they scored, and in overtime, and we won, we jumped and went crazy on my grass on my lawn, and was imagine feeling that non-COVID when we're at a bar somewhere with
Oh my god,
thousands of people and just
it would have been
that's what I want to
madness.
feel, and I'm looking forward to it.
1,000%. I want to end it on this though. Look at what Lane Hudson is doing on defense. 50 points. Look what he's doing on defense. Like, he's helping this team almost making a playoffs. What's going to happen when Demidov comes on this team? And I understand that could be a lot of expectations and pressure on the kid. No, but like, he's good. He's so good. Lane Hudson was so good in college hockey.
He's at 51 points now.
He's insane. This
he's
kid.
Leading the rookies. Celebrini is behind him with 48.
How could he not get the Calder Trophy? Like,
I mean,
he has to get
it's close.
Calder.
It's
he
close.
has to get it. Like, he has to get it. He has to continue for sure. He's the first. He's the first rookie over 50 points this season.
Yeah, if he continues this streak, then yes, he's gonna get it. He has at 51. Celebrini's at 48, and Mitch Cobb's at 47. So, and hold on.
I know Dustin
He's
Wolf
doing this as a defenseman.
I know, undersized.
Okay? So fuck. Let's say Celebrini gets it or Mitchkov gets it and hits those 50 points. You're an offensive player. You're meant to score goals. Lane Hudson is a defenseman.
He's a
and getting
defenseman.
51
He's
points.
not forward. Yeah.
Think about it that way.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But this is why we're excited, man. Next year, you add that one piece at center, make it a veteran or a bit of a slightly older player, maybe the same age as Suzuki or so. Think about it. There's no Kirby Doc, there's no Caden Gooley right now, and they're almost there. They're almost there, man. Like, the pieces are coming together. Like David Reinbacher, I know he's got a bit of his injury issues. He's playing well. When Jacob Fowler comes to the Montreal Canadiens, folks, I'm telling you, I keep repeating it, and I'll keep repeating it. That's when it starts. That's when now it's like, go guys. Now fucking go make the playoffs.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're getting me too excited when I was falling asleep.
Don't tell me that before you're going to bed.
What? Yeah, don't. Yeah, exactly.
that I'm getting you excited.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's time for bed.
It's time for bed now. You just ruined the moment.
Awesome.
To all our listeners out there, thank you for listening to this episode. Thank you to our sponsors, Lafreniere and Habs Cave.
Yes, sir.
Follow them. Go eat those Zeppelis at Lafreniere this month. Best time of the year. To all our listeners and followers out there, if you like what you hear, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X. You'll find all our content there. If you want to see our beautiful and tired faces, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Refer us to your friends and family. It's free. Leave a comment, an honest rating. We want to hear what you think about us. Guys,
or this
if you
team.
made it this far in this episode, we have something brewing in the Curfew Boys world. We'll let you know soon, but just stay tuned for that.
It's exciting.
It's very exciting, especially to our old OG fans. You'll be happy about this. Ladies and gents, Sammy.
Thanks again, and have a good night. And listen, don't forget, the Canadiens come back home Saturday against the Panthers. They're going to need that win. They're going to need that win. They need to, because
the next 15 games are very
God, it's going to be crucial. So we're going to support the boys big time. Have a good night.
Next time.
Bye now. Ooh, good night.